What's up, my brother? How we doing, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing outstanding, bro. Living the dream, man. Just being able to talk to all of you guys all day, bro. This has been super awesome.
That's cool. I like this event. It's pretty cool. It's just back to back, nonstop value, huh?
Yeah, nonstop value, bro. And that was one of my taglines. I'm like nonstop value, and I wanted to make it like little 15-minute blitz sessions, right? So people can just really get the best out of everybody. And obviously, we could spend a lot more time, but thank you, dude. Thank you so much. You're someone that I admire a lot. I think that you're one of the leaders in our industry. I mean, you're young too, bro. You're freaking super young, and you're crushing it. You're absolutely crushing it. On pace to do over 100 transactions and everything. So, tell people your story, bro. Tell people your story. Tell them who you are.
Well, I got started in real estate about a little bit over 7 years ago in 2013. That was my first year. And I got started. My dad's been in real estate for over 20 years. He always did really, really well. So when I turned 18 and was old enough to start getting into the workforce, I always thought I was going to get into real estate because my dad was in real estate. And, that was kind of like, that was just in my head.
That's super cool, man.
He pushed me away from it, though. He didn't let me get started. He pushed me to school. So
it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of the opposite. It's kind of the opposite, like everybody, right? Like my dad did construction, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do construction because my dad's doing it. And you were like, my dad's doing real estate. I want to do real estate. That's like,
yeah. well, my dad did well. My dad did really well with it. And then, for whatever reason in my head, I was just thinking, this is just where I'm gonna go, right? Mm-hmm. And he actually was completely against it, especially because it was when the market had just crashed and all.
Right.
The market was like still on the low. And he pushed me completely away from real estate and sent me out to school to go get a degree and all. And I just found sales jobs and started doing really, really well. And I started doing really well, and I kept coming back with little sales awards and saying, "Hey, look, I'm like number one in the area at the club, and then at the nation, and everything else." And as I started going up ranks, I finally just he let me come into real estate, and then slowly and surely I started moving up the sales ranks as well.
Wow. 2013 was your big debut, bro. That's freaking amazing. So tell people about like that journey so far, bro. What have you accomplished? And tell people how old you are, because I think that's super inspiring, bro.
I'm 27.
27 years old. So what have you been able to do since 2013 to now, bro?
So my first year I did 24 transactions. By my fifth year, I did over 100 transactions. I did 104 transactions on that fifth year. The following year, I did I think it was 117 or so. And then last year was a lower year actually, and it was just I burnt myself out from that previous year, so I went down to 94 transactions, I believe it was. But this year we ramped up again, and we're doing good. COVID-19 started to slow us down, but for the most part, we've done all right.
Yeah, you've been able to elevate and stay consistent. And what time do you wake up, bro? I'm asking everybody that question. What time do you wake up?
Usually I'm up around about 7 a.m. 6:30 to 7 a.m. Yeah.
Right on, bro. Yeah, a little bit later than everybody else, and everybody was like 5, 4:30, 7. And that's awesome, because I think that no matter what, no matter what time you're waking up, you can make it happen, obviously. So there you go, 7 a.m. You're still crushing it.
Yeah. Well, my schedule used to start a lot earlier. It's usually when I was doing exercising, but now realistically, it's just been 6:37. Like that's just kind of like more of the regular time. But I've always been someone that stays in the office like really, really late. Usually in the office, like it's hard to get me out past before 9 o'clock. So.
Wow. Walk people through your day, bro. What do you do on a daily basis?
So first thing in the morning, it's a role play at 7:30. So I just get a nice little role play in, and then at 8 o'clock, I usually try to be on the phones and start going from there, like either follow-ups, the first priority calls, up until about 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock is now all like any follow-ups or any appointments from there. It's pretty straightforward and standard. 12 o'clock is usually a lunch type, but after 12 o'clock, like 1 o'clock and everything else, I'll usually have either some appointments or I jump back on my follow-up calls.
Right on. And what do you think, share with everybody, like, where your business comes from, like what percentages are what, like Sphere, what sort of lead generation techniques are you using?
Right now, the big majority of my business, or not the big majority, but the largest single like source of my business is going to be like, let's say, past clients and Sphere. That'll hover at around about 40% over the last couple years. I do a lot of like retargeting, and I stay in front of my past clients. I do client events and stuff, so that helps out a lot. And then the balance of it is spread out. I don't have any specific sources where I get the majority of cold business or new business. It's all spread out. I'll get some from Zillow. I'll get some from my cold calls from Just Listed, Just Sold, from absentee owners, from foreclosures. Foreclosures are completely dead right now, by the way.
I know. Yeah, they're not existent right now.
Yeah, you can't. There's no motivation behind them anymore. So those aren't good. But absentee owners is still a good source. So I actually amped it up from there. Those would be the big majority ones. Everything else will just kind of go down the line, a couple transactions here and there.
Very
and a good portion of our business is also flip deals.
How are you finding your flip deals, bro?
So I would say half of them are on the MLS.
Okay.
So half of them are on the MLS, where either another agent is bringing it to us or some of my buyer's agents. I tell my buyer's agents how to calculate deals and how much certain repairs cost, so they're able to go out and negotiate deals and basically send out contracts for me. And then once we get it accepted, then we move forward.
That's smart.
Yep.
So walk people through like what made you have the mind that you have right now? I know you had your dad as an inspiration, obviously, because he's in the business. But what did you do for yourself that you're somebody that's an achievement and performance? Like, what led you to have that kind of mindset?
I'm just really hungry, man. One of the things is my dad was a huge influence. So he would do certain things that would help motivate me. Like he would have me do like certain book reports for him. Like he had me read Think and Grow Rich, a lot of Jim Rohn books.
Wow.
Bring me into the company's meetings. I work at Park Regency Real Estate. They do like regular meetings there, and I would go into them when I was a kid, and I would just kind of learn about certain little things like fundamentals about money and fundamentals about business, things like that. So I felt like to be honest with you, I felt like I was a chained dog all the way up until I was like 18 years old. Once I was 18 years old, it felt like someone literally released like some shackles, and I was off. And
wow.
And I was hungry, man, like really, really hungry. Like I would look at certain goals that I had, and I would like obsess over them. And I still do, right? But it's just I look back and I remember my stomach used to turn, like literally turn inside of itself, and I can feel like physically something was going on to where it's like I need to accomplish that.
Yeah, you got that burning desire, bro. That burning desire, yeah.
Massive amount of desire, and I mean like to the point where I almost got sick. And not sick from like overworking or anything like that, not that type, but just from like pure motivation where like something's happening inside of me, and it's a strong physical thing that was happening in my body. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, if I sound like a crazy person. But
no, it makes sense, bro. You got so much desire within yourself, and it shifts you. I mean, I understand what you're talking about, bro, and I think that a lot of the individuals that have been able to achieve a high level of success, I mean, you gotta kind of get sick, like you gotta kind of get to that point. Yeah, you gotta. One of the things for me was like I got sick of being like at one point in my life broke, and that was a driving force, right? So we have some driving forces that's going to be inspiring, they're going to pull you, and some driving forces that are going to be like you want to get out of a situation. So for you, it was just like you needed to get to that next level. So what's the vision for yourself, bro? Like, what are you doing this for? Like, where are you going in the next 5 years? What would you see that?
I want to grow out my investment side. So I want to start doing a lot more like flips. I also want to start buying a lot more rentals. I got a good buddy of mine, Jose Luis Morales.
Yeah, he's on, bro. He's cheering you on right now, bro. He's on there.
I see him. So he bought a 20-unit apartment or 25-unit apartment building, and that was super inspiring because we've both been like working. We both got started at the same time. As a matter of fact, you should have him on here too, man.
I know. I told him. I messaged him. I said, bro, I'm gonna have you on the next one. What's up, man?
Yeah. So he's awesome, man. But he inspired me a lot because he just bought a 25-unit apartment building not too long ago, and he's been building out and everything. But that's really the goal, to be acquiring properties like that where you can do some value add and then just start focusing on net worth, right? That passive income. So that's really where the focus is. Like right now, everything I'm working for is to start looking and acquiring those types of properties.
Love it. I love that. Yeah. I mean, it's like, and a couple of the panelists actually shared about that, really you're looking out ahead, which is really smart because you don't want to be doing the same exact thing over and over and over and over and over. And as we already know, that's a definition of insanity, right? To continue to do the same thing over and over. So you got to look out in the future. That's
Yeah.
key. That's big key.
And I appreciate you helping me out too throughout my journey as well, man. You helped me out a lot when a few years ago, before I hit that 100 deal mark. I
Yeah.
would say that you were a pretty good piece of it because you gave me some gold nuggets on that call that we had with those
Dude,
Luis.
I was going to talk about that. I was actually in front of a Subway on the phone with you and your buddy. What's his name? It was a conference call between
Yeah, it was
you
Jose
and
Luis.
Jose Luis, right?
Yeah.
And we were like, "Hey, what are you doing here? You guys were prodding me with questions, bro. That's
We had
awesome.
written down a bunch of questions for you, man. We prepared for it.
Wow.
Yeah, we had written
Damn,
down a
man.
lot of questions for you and drilled you down.
I knew you guys were gonna be freaking badasses, bro. As soon as I talked to you guys, I'm like, you know what? And that's the whole thing. It's like, you guys are inquisitive. You were looking for the answers, and you guys were asking the right questions. But that's what you should do as a successful person. You got to reach out to people and learn, right? Learn, and which is hence why I put together an event like this. I'm like, people to learn and tap into other people so they can learn and collaborate with one another. But dude, thank you for that. I'm glad you remember that conversation. I remember that conversation, bro. It was clear.
I still got my notes.
Yeah. Dude, I remember the first time that you also went on stage, bro. I was like, what's up with this guy? You're gonna be on stage pretty soon. And you were at that NARUP event when I bumped into you too. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's an honor. It's an honor to see your growth, bro. It's super inspiring. And I could already, tell, where you're going because you're diligent, and one of the things that I want you to share is, what do you recommend for somebody to do, bro? Like what should somebody to do right now if somebody maybe is in a funk, maybe somebody wants to break through the next level, somebody's just starting off, what should they be doing?
The number one thing that you got to be doing right now is linking up with other people that have really strong mindsets, right? Like linking up with like another Leo Robles, right? Like linking up with other people that are on this type of call where nothing's holding them back, right? They're pushing forward. They're continuing to go to find new ways of generating business and still succeed and thrive, right? A strong mindset will take you through anything, right? No matter how bad things are, you're going to be able to make it just fine as long as you have the right people around you because you don't know any different.
Exactly. No, that's huge, bro. I think that is the biggest key to success because I think as soon as this whole craziness started to happen, I was like, all right, cool. Like things are changing. We got to go ahead and pivot and continue to move forward because, I think, and I think this is the other intention of this whole event. It's like we could focus on growth versus focusing on the noise, right? There's two channels people can focus on. So what should someone be doing like on a daily action in addition to collaborating with individuals like myself or yourself or the other leaders that have been on this panel? What's one thing that you think that would attribute somebody's success? Like what should they be doing right now, like on a daily basis?
Well, kind of going into like that, like meeting and masterminding with the right people type of thing, right? Like linking up with the right people. It's being extremely resourceful. So every person in here will know exactly what they need to do in their own business as long as they link up with the right people. So if you're resourceful enough, you'll be able to find out where the problems are or where the places for growth are in your business, and you'll be able to grow. Like you won't have any issue. You'll be able to answer that question on your own. Now, obviously, just to give you something a little bit more direct, maybe something for someone to chew on. I hate just saying this part because it's so simple, but it's the truth is you have to be prospecting. You have to go out there and look for these opportunities. There's nothing. I mean, as a daily activity that you could be doing where you can expect results back from is you got to make your contacts, right? Now, going a step further, linking up with other people that are making contacts, so that way you can see success behind them. So that way you don't feel just only the pain of making contacts every day, but you can also live off of other people's successes by being able to see how well they're doing. That motivates you, that keeps you going.
Yes, I love that, bro. That's key. That's key, bro. And I think that the cool thing is that people are going to be able to go back and pick up some additional nuggets. You got 1 more minute, bro. 1 more minute. What is like one last like thought that you have that you want to share with people out there?
One last thought.
Last thought, bro.
Well, I guess we're sticking with mindset right now, right? So as far as mindset goes, I would suggest a couple books that kind of also talk to that same hunger, right? So I think it's Grant Cardone that talks about saying like feed the beast. Like feed your own beast as far as like your motivation. Whenever you're in a little bit of a funk, just keep feeding the beast, right? So look for good books. I think it was Joseph Alaska that was just on.
Yeah.